we have a message for Mr. Trump. We're not going to allow you and your friend, Mr. Musk, and the other billionaires to wreak havoc on the working families of this country. And that is, we will not allow you to move this country into an oligarchy. No, you're not going to destroy Social Security. You're not going to destroy Medicaid. You're not going to destroy the Veterans Administration.
You've heard the talk for years. The bold claims, the election lies, the best healthcare plan that never showed up. But this time, someone finally said what needed to be said. Live, on national television, Bernie Sanders looked Donald Trump straight in the eye and asked, "Wasn't that a lie, Mr. President?" Silence. You could hear a pin drop. Trump's face flushed red, not from the lights, but from being called out in front of millions. Bernie didn't stop there. He tore into the broken promises, the so-called healthcare plan that was always 2 weeks away, and the tax cuts that made billionaires richer while working families got crumbs. This wasn't just another TV moment. It was the political equivalent of pulling back the curtain and exposing the wizard as a con man. Real quick, if you're enjoying this breakdown, hit that subscribe button. Over 98% of viewers watch without subscribing. It's free for you, but a huge help for us. Go ahead. We'll wait a second. Done? Perfect. Let's keep going. Because what Bernie did wasn't just gutsy. It was the moment millions of Americans have been waiting for. A moment of truth. And it hit Trump like a freight train.
You know who the biggest criminals are in this country? They are the CEOs of major corporations who are robbing us every single day. I'll tell you what else you're not going to do. We're not going to let you undermine the democracy that men and women in this country have fought and died for. If we stand together, we can not only defeat Trumpism, but we can create the kind of great nation we know that we can become. Thank you all very much.
Spoiler alert, those 2 weeks Trump kept promising. They never came, not once, and Bernie Sanders wasn't about to let that slide. He didn't just call Trump out, he torched the entire illusion. Bernie came to that stage with facts, fire, and 68 receipts. That's right. 68 times Trump claimed his magical healthcare plan was ready, or coming soon. 68. Not one plan ever showed up. That's not a delay. That's a scam in slow motion. And the best part? Trump's face said it all. Redder than his tie, fidgeting like a kid who forgot his homework. The man had no answers, just more of the same. Name-calling, distractions, anything to dodge the truth. But Bernie? He stayed focused. He hit hard, showing how Trump's policies padded billionaire pockets while everyday families struggled just to pay for medicine. This wasn't politics. This was truth versus theatrics. And for once, the truth was winning.
Over 60% of our people, as we speak right here, 60% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. I grew up in a family living paycheck to paycheck. That ain't easy. We need a labor secretary who, in fact, is going to be a champion of working families. Now, people trying to find out how they're going to get health care, how they're going to pay their rent, how they're going to feed their kids, which is one of the reasons why working class people die 6 years short of lives. Now, $7.25 federal minimum wage. Anybody think that anywhere in America can live on $7.25 an hour?
The contrast couldn't have been sharper. Bernie came armed with facts, numbers, and real-world impact. Trump? He came with insults and air. It was like watching a seasoned surgeon face off against a guy swinging a rubber chicken, and the crowd knew it. What made this moment hit even harder was the accountability. Finally, someone wasn't afraid to look Trump in the eye and say, "You lied, and Americans suffered for it." You could almost see it on Trump's face. Panic mixed with confusion, like a man caught without his cue cards. But Bernie wasn't done. He laid it bare. There was never any healthcare plan. Just a big, shiny distraction to keep people looking the other way while billionaires cashed in. All those promises of insurance for everybody. Just fluff from a guy more focused on golf scores than getting insulin prices down. And then came a curveball. Bernie pivoted to Gaza. That's where things took a darker turn. Because Trump's response wasn't just evasive, it was chilling.
We are living in a pivotal moment in our country's history. facing unprecedented challenges. President Trump has been very effective in creating what I would call a parallel universe for his supporters. How we respond to this moment will impact not only our lives, but the lives of our kids and grandchildren, and in terms of climate change, the very health and well-being of the planet.
Trump's face went from orange to ghost white, quicker than you can say kafife. Bernie didn't hold back. He hit with cold, undeniable facts. 45,000 dead, 100,000 injured, entire neighborhoods reduced to rubble, schools and hospitals gone, water, power, food non-existent. And Bernie laid it all out with the calm intensity of someone who actually cares. Trump? He looked like he'd just realized he left the oven on. Instead of showing even a shred of empathy, he launched into a ramble about buying Greenland. Yes, seriously. Bernie's talking about a humanitarian disaster, and Trump's out here pitching a travel brochure. It was surreal. And when Bernie pushed for a real answer, what's your plan for the Palestinian people? Trump gave a word salad, so confusing it made alphabet soup look like Shakespeare. Something about rebuilding like the French, whatever that means. The man was clearly out of his depth, grasping for buzzwords while people were dying.
I think the American people are sick and tired of Elon Musk, the richest guy in the world, running around slashing Social Security, veterans programs that Republicans. And I think the American people are prepared to stand with those of us who say that, you know what, we're a government of the people, by the people, for the people, not the oligarchy. You got to stand up. You got to fight back. You got to go into the streets. You got to rally the American people. I think you can win millions of people, Republicans, Democrats, independents, who really do not like the direction in which this country is now going.
The contrast couldn't have been more glaring. Bernie, armed with cold, hard facts about a real humanitarian crisis, and Trump, bumbling through words like a child who's just learned to talk. It wasn't just that Trump didn't agree with Bernie. It was that he didn't even seem to understand the most basic details of what was going on. Let's be clear. When confronted with the deaths of 45,000 people, Trump couldn't even muster the smallest bit of empathy, let alone offer a thoughtful response. This wasn't just a political failure. It was a glimpse into a man who seems completely disconnected from the reality of human suffering. His inability to speak to the crisis wasn't just a slip-up, it exposed a shocking lack of basic human understanding. What we saw wasn't just a normal political exchange. It was Bernie showing the world how to confront Trump head-on, without hesitation, without sugarcoating. Most politicians tiptoe around him, afraid to disrupt his delusional bubble. But Bernie showed us what happens when someone steps in with facts. Trump's whole facade comes crashing down faster than his hair in a windstorm. Political experts have been pointing out something huge. Trump's entire brand crumbles when faced with actual facts. Bernie didn't flinch. He just laid it out. Trump, he turned bright red and went on to talk about Greenland, which, let's face it, nobody cares about right now. The real question is, will other Democrats finally follow Bernie's lead? Or will they keep pretending that Trump makes any sense while rambling about whatever absurd thought crosses his mind? Bernie has shown the blueprint for standing up to this clown show now. Who's going to take the reins and put it into action? So, what do you think? Will more Democrats follow Bernie's lead? Or is Trump's act still unstoppable? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.